iPadOS 16.3 is here, everything we know. If you own a recent iPad, iPadOS 16.3 is something you're going to want to know about. It's the next version of Apple's iPad software. And it's available to download. This new version of iPadOS was announced at Apple's annual WWDC 2022 conference, which is where the company shows off its new operating systems. iOS 16 was the biggest upgrade, showcased with a new lock screen and more. iPadOS 16.3 is the fourth generation of the tablet OS since Apple spun it off from its iOS smartphone operating system, although iPadOS 16.1 does share many features in common with iOS 16. Recently, Apple announced that iPadOS 16.1 would instead launch later in 2022 instead, with more time needed to improve upon Stage Manager, its new take on multitasking on the tablet. That came to an end on October 24. With the update available for certain iPad models. Upgrades include improved collaboration tools, including a new joint markup app, and new features to make the iPad experience closer to that of working on a computer. Below, we've covered all the features Apple announced on stage, and what could be coming in future iPadOS releases. iPadOS 16.1 borrowed features. Lots of iPadOS 16.1 features are ones that are primarily iOS 16 features and expanded upon. Another comes from Apple Maps. You'll be able to create a route in the app on your iPad and then send it to your iPhone, so you'll be able to plan a journey more easily on a big screen before viewing it on the smaller one. You'll also be able to schedule emails to be sent at a certain time, retract emails you've just sent, and set reminders for emails you don't want to deal with straight away. Apple's new weather app is also coming to iPad and macOS Ventura, expanding on its iOS 14 debut. It showcases an expanded layout, letting you look at more information on the tablet's display, such as predicted rain, detailed maps for temperature, and more. Another new app coming to iPad is Reference Mode, which is designed to keep your iPad's screen colors in sync with those of monitors and other displays, which would be useful for color graders, though Apple didn't go into much detail. iPadOS 16.1 collaboration features. Improved collaboration features are a big focus for the next iPad update. Now, when you share a document from certain apps with your friends or co-workers, you'll share the actual document, rather than a copy of it. This makes it easier for collaborators to make edits together. You can also use FaceTime to work on these documents with other people, by sharing links and files across the video calling platform. Among other things, this should make it super convenient to use Freeform. Another feature that we'll get to later. iPadOS 16.1 Desktop Focus. A new multitasking method is coming to iPadOS in the form of Stage Manager, which gives you desktop-like functionality. You can have overlapping windows. You can move all your background apps to the side to see them in one list. And you can resize windows. This feature will be available to iPads released from 2018 onwards, barring the iPad mini. Apple has also pledged to upgrade more first-party apps to make them desktop class. Although this seems to involve hundreds of tiny little tweaks, such as different ways to list files or view folders with different icons.